Chapter 1. A Player's Guide to Ptolus. A city of mysteries, secrets, and dark histories. Ptolus lies forever in the shadow of a towering stone spire reaching impossibly high into the sky, itself an enigma and a reminder of evil long past. In Ptolus, the supernatural is expected, and treachery lies around every corner. Or is it that the supernatural lies around every corner and treachery is expected? Either way, the city of Ptolus abounds with danger, magic, intrigue, and above all, adventure. Today we ask an important question on Ptolus Tuesday. Have you asked your cleric if Ptolus is right for you? So yeah, it's a pretty important question. There is a lot of meat in this big, beautiful 650 plus page juicy tome from Monte Cook Games. From all of the material you can find inside, to the packet of handouts for your players, to the PDFs that you can download and just flip through of all the extras that weren't in the book, to the adventures that are coming down the pipeline from Monte Cook Games, conversions of old material and promises of new. And there's a big giant vinyl map that you can go online and get. Where's that? I don't have that. I need that. Oh, and also a reminder, you can get this in 5th edition or in the Cypher system. So yeah, there's a lot in here to love. And if you want a sneak peek and overview of all of this, I did that last week. That was the day in the comments afterwards everyone said, yeah, do Ptolus Tuesday. So now we're here. And this will be a thing on Tuesdays for a while. And well, I would say that Ptolus at $150 in print is still a value when you consider how much is in here. The game does support some play styles better than others. This campaign is suited for some very particular kinds of gaming, and there are some kinds of gaming that it just might not match up with perfectly. So let's find out today what Ptolus does really well, and we can make sure that your players feel swell. Are we rhyming things now? I gotta chill out in this whole editing thing, I think. All right, so a quick refresher. Ptolus is a city in the world of Praemal, and the streets in this world are rife with intrigue and wonder, as well as quite a few things that go bump in the streets. You thought I was going to say night, right? Well, they can go bump anywhere. Day, night, wherever. Pretty much anything can happen in Ptolus. It's a city full of magic and energy and light and life and darkness. And, magic is commonplace, which is pretty cool. It's, you could go down the street and cast spells. As long as you don't hurt someone, you're probably going to be pretty safe. There's this giant spire that's like 3,000 feet high that hangs over the entire city. And there's many dark and potentially terrible things that reside therein. And however you feel that spire, however tall you can imagine that, multiply by 3 or 4 and invert it and bury that below the ground. That's how deep you can go into the underworld of Ptolus, into the sewers and dungeons and caverns below. Your cleric very well may just say that Ptolus is right for you. Remember, this setting was designed by Monte Cook to allow his players to have a detailed base of operations for intrigue and all that fun city stuff, and then get right into the action, going deep down below and discovering all the cool goodness in the dungeons and getting the swag and bringing it back up and selling it and dealing with more intrigue and then politics and then back into the dungeons below. So there is a lot of opportunity here for fun, traditional urban adventures, as well as fun dungeon crawling at the same time, all within Ptolus. On the urban adventure side, you have all the intrigue and politics that can occur in a city-based campaign. You can get involved with elected officials and with, different lords and ladies and nobles and all that stuff. And the wizard school and all that cool stuff that happens only in a city campaign. Crime, capers, antics, heists, horror. All the stuff you can imagine in a city game, it's in here. You can do that very easily. On the dungeon crawling side, there's room for low-level adventures in the sewers. Maybe go bounty hunting for some ratmen. There's room for mid-level adventuring in the caverns and crypts below. So say that you want to clear out dungeons, or maybe capture some kind of monster and bring it back to the Brotherhood of Redemption. There's room for that. And for the high level adventuring, well, you've got the secrets in the spire for that, or maybe you got to go into the Necropolis and go dig down there. There is definitely room in this campaign setting to go easily from 1st to 20th level without a problem. Now, if you like campaigns featuring Magitech, and I am going to steal that word from Final Fantasy VI, the idea of arcane-infused technology, you'll find that in here as well. So arcane-infused dragon pistols and steampunk contraptions and great machines fueled by the powers of chaos itself. That's all in Ptolus. And if you want a game that has a world where you can, kind of like how Eberron has like the magic trains and the airships, Ptolus fits right in. I was thinking about this. Actually, Ptolus would fit in your Eberron campaign setting if you're running Eberron right now. And you can find a way to work in the whole, spoiler alert, but this place is a prison for demons thing. Now, certain side effects of Ptolus should be discussed with your warlock, okay? Wilderness and exploration would be a fine feature in this campaign for short excursions or one-shots, maybe where you want to have the party go out into the wilderness and bring back some herbs or something. There's not a lot of reason in this game to leave the city. There are some descriptions of neighboring areas and towns and whatnot, but there's not a lot. There's no maps for them. You'd have to come up with a bit on your own. Similarly, hex crawling doesn't really have a place in this campaign if you're running Ptolus. Everything is compact. It's in the city. It's like Prego. It's in there, right? You don't need to go anywhere else. But if you like that feeling of exploring someplace that's brand new, it's not going to happen in the traditional hex crawl sense. This is definitely not going to feel like Isle of Dread or anything like that. This is going to definitely feel like an urban adventure. Any exploration you have to go deep below and start exploring down in the depths. There is a dock. You could get a boat. You could leave Ptolus. But at some point, your GM, having spent $150 on this book, they're going to want to go back. So if you're a player, maybe if you have a choice of playing this or playing something else, really think about it. Are you cool with being in one place for a really long time? Now maybe you want to try some sword and sorcery, some low fantasy, some world where magic is weird and bizarre and alien and no one practices it out in the open. Yeah, that's not Ptolus. That ain't this game. If you want to try an urban setting where magic is ominous and dark and foreboding, then that's Lankmar. And you can check out Lankmar. And actually, I have reviews to this as well, and you can check out that in the comments below if you want to see Dungeon Crawl Classics Lankmar. Another wonderful urban campaign setting. When it comes down to it, ultimately, you know your group better than I do, obviously. And so you know what's going to play great at your table and what they might prefer to skip for your next campaign. That said, if you're on the hunt for a rich and rewarding setting at your D&D table, but you want to steer clear of like the tired, boring old Forgotten Realms, come visit Ptolus. Or if you're a Cypher System GM and you've always yearned for more in-depth Cypher fantasy experience, something a bit more than what was delivered in like Gods of the Fall or God Forsaken, there's Ptolus right there. Pack your bags because we've got a room reserved for you at the Ghostly Minstrel. All right, so what'd you think? Very first Ptolus Tuesday, was it all right? I know I went a little crazy with the swipes and the editing and trying to make this a bit more fun and zany than what I've been doing on the vlogs, but I had a good time with it, and I hope you did too. And if you have any fun details to share about your Ptolus games or what you're gonna be doing with Ptolus, drop those in the comments below. I'm gonna do that stereotypical thing that all the YouTubers do, like drop it in the comments below. Drop it in the comments below, and we can talk about that. comment sections have been fun. Let's keep the comment sections going, all right? I do want to give a huge shout out to my son Cooper today. It is his 11th birthday. I am making him hang out upstairs. He should be downstairs playing Minecraft right now with his older brother, but he's not. He's being patient for me to wrap things up. And so I'm going to wrap things up now. All right, so play nice, friendos. I will see you all tomorrow.